What is up, boys and girls? JD here for the next episode of JD Plays Stardew Valley. And dun 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 dun, it's day 2. The cock has crowed. We are ready to get going. Let's rock out. All right, let's check the weather for tomorrow. Yes, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Raining means we don't have to spend any energy. And if you notice, we did not get an energy penalty. Very stoked about that. Let's check our luck for the day. Fortune teller says we're going to have good luck today. Excellent, because we're going to be fishing today. We're going to be doing a lot of fishing today, actually. So we learned some new recipes last night. One of those recipes happened to call for some of the stuff that I'm going to pull out right now. So one of these, and one of these. There we are. And if we come in here real quick, we can make a packet of wild seeds. We're going to get 10 seeds from this. So that means we've got more stuff to plant now. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. That will give us more crops to have to take care of and water, which will slow us down even more than we already are slowed down each day before we can go out and do what we need to do, because we're going to have to water all of these things. And that is going to be the kind of constant struggle, is balancing the energy usage for watering all these plants versus what we want to do every day. And it does become tedious and it does become difficult, but if you do it, it becomes very rewarding here in a few days. So we're going to do our best and we're going to hunker down and struggle through it. And it'll be great and grand and all that good jazz. So let's get this stuff watered. There we go. Over to the parsnip portion. And honestly, for a starting farm, this is pretty large. If you're still getting used to the game, you may have to take a few cracks at getting something like this going from day one and maintaining it. We got very lucky last night in the fact that no crows came and ate any of our crops. We'll see if our luck holds out with that, because crows tend to like to visit me a lot for some reason. I'm like #1 on the list of people to come pester. Okay, so it's 8 a.m. The shops haven't even opened yet, so we're doing okay on time. Let's check our mailbox. Yep, he wants me to buy a backpack, and this one should be from Willie. Yep, Willie wants me to come visit him down at the docks. All right, so I want to go visit with Willie. That's for sure. I would like to have a chest to take down there, but this is the only chest that I have right now. So instead of taking a chest, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take things that are beneficial for me to have down to Willie's. I'm going to leave my axe behind. I'm going to go ahead and keep my hoe on me, because if I come across any worms, I want to be able to, scoop them up. And with that, we're going to head for Willie's place. We'll see if there's any forage along the way out here. So I brought these with me because these all restore energy, and fishing consumes energy. But as you get better at fishing, what you're going to find is that fishing actually produces a net gain in energy if you're any kind of decent at it. And I'm hoping to be decent at it. Now, right here, we got a couple things we can look at on the wall. We can see the calendar. It's Tuesday. We know that this is Lewis's birthday. It's going to show us events like the Egg Festival. This is a big deal. This is a big day. We need to pay attention to this. Beside it, there is a quest. I'm in the market for a ripe parsnip, 105 gold. The only thing I don't like about this is it doesn't tell me how long I have to do this quest in, right? And I'm not going to have parsnips for a few days, so I'm not going to take that quest right now. I might take that quest in a day or two if it's still there. I'm going to check the garbage cans, look for worms. I don't see any of either. Nothing in that garbage can. So now we're going to head on down to the lake, or at least to the ocean. And Willie's going to have a little spiel for us here. We're going to listen to what Willie has to say. Maybe I'll even do some voicing, just for funsies, right? Ahoy there, son. Heard there was a newcomer in town. Good to finally meet ya. I'm still trying to unwind from a month on the salty seas. It was a big haul. I sold a lot of good fish. Finally saved enough to buy me a new rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. And hey, maybe you'll buy something from a shop once in a while. That's a crappy, like, Sean Connery-ish da-na-na-na accent. You received a bamboo pole. I'm down with it. Let's do it. There's good water here in the valley. All kinds of fish. Oh yeah, my shop's back open. So come by if you need supplies. I'll also buy anything you catch. If it smells, it sells. That's what my old pappy used to say anyway. All right, so we are ready to start fishing. Now, I prefer to fish in a couple of different areas. The main one is either right here in front of this rock, over to the right on the coast, or down here where this little set of bubbles was actually brewing, which are now gone. They screwed me. So I like to aim for this little log right here. In the beginning, your casts are going to be very shallow. They're not going to go out very far at all. That is okay. All you want to do is keep this little green bar behind the fish, and it will fill up the bar on the right. If you move off the fish, the bar on the right will start to go down. If you catch perfect, you get more experience as far as I understand it. Why did I catch a sunfish here? There are not supposed to be any sunfish here. Each fish is going to have an energy and a health return rating, so I can use that to get some energy back here in a bit if I need to. There are also different quality ratings for the fish, and some fish are much easier to catch than others. Some fish only spawn at night, some fish only spawn in the morning, some only spawn when it's raining, some only spawn during certain seasons. This is a herring. Notice that this is a silver star. It's a higher quality than the sunfish right there was. The higher the quality, the better it sells, but also the more energy and the more health it restores. Our goal right now is to level fishing up as quickly as we can, as well as to make as much money as we can to buy the next level of rod. Once we get fishing to level 2, a new rod will become available to us, and that's what we're working towards right now, is getting to level 2. The higher the quality of the fish and the better the overall fish is, the faster you're going to level. And I'll be very honest, the starter rod, it can be very difficult, especially if you're having some good luck and getting some good different fish types on here. It can be hard to catch some of them. But stick with it, you'll get it. I've heard it's a lot easier to do the fishing on like the Switch and on consoles or using console controls. You can either do the fishing like moving the little bar here using C on the keyboard or left mouse clicking. I prefer to use C on the keyboard. I have found that to be much more controllable than left mouse click. Now I'm already almost filling my inventory up with fish because there's so many different ones and there's different qualities. We're going to alleviate that soon because look how low my energy bar is. It takes about 8 energy per cast to attempt to fish. Even if you do a bad cast, I would strongly advise you to try to complete the cast and catch whatever you can, because 8 energy is not a small amount for an action. So it's very worthwhile if you catch anything, and as long as it's not trash, it's almost always worth it to have caught it for that expenditure of 8 energy rather than to have reset your cast. So I went from 72 down to 64 there. I've got about 8 casts remaining before I'm going to have to consume food. I also need to keep an eye on my time, but not really, because we're going to literally fish all day. In fact, I messed up right there. Pretty much the next 3 days are going to be very heavy fishing while I get things prepped to be able to do other things. There's not much else for me to do besides foraging, watering my crops, clearing my farm, and I don't need to clear my farm yet. This is a better use of time for gaining money, gaining skill, getting energy, providing material, things of that nature. Come on. Now, I will say there are absolutely better spots to fish than this, without a doubt. But this is not a bad spot to start out. And because of how small our casting radius is, this is going to kind of give us some of the best yields we're going to be able to get. This or right over in front of that rock. A lot of times I'll just stop and fish in front of that rock. The reason I do want to pay attention to my time right now, I started to say that and then I went back on it, but I was right the first time. I want to be able to sell some of these fish to, that's a sardine. We definitely want that. So we'll give up the sunfish here. I'm hoping I can, if you throw something in the water, you're not getting it back, by the way. So let's go over here. We want to sell as often as possible our fish to this guy. And at the same time, we want to keep as much energy on ourselves as possible. So it's kind of a catch-22 because these give energy. Herrings are worth about 30 gold each. Same thing with anchovies at their base level. A silver star anchovy goes to 37, a silver star herring, same thing, but a sardine is worth 40. The other two fish that we can catch in this area are going to be halibut and eels, at least right here where I'm fishing right now. And those guys are both worth over 100 gold to catch. So that's what we're really trying to get, are halibuts and eels. Now, I ate all my onions to give me back some energy recovery. I'm actually going to go ahead and eat these horseradish as well. They're not as powerful as the dandelions, but they're also not worth nearly as much gold. And let's get right back out here and get back to fishing. All right, so we've got, I can tell you now, we've gained a level of fishing because we're a full block lower than we were before. So we've gained at this point at least one level of fishing. Though that effect happens immediately. And our little bar on our fishing rod should also be a slight bit bigger now. And it is, it's a little bit bigger. This means it's going to get a little bit easier for us to catch higher quality fish. The more fish we catch, the better that is for us. So we really want to be fishing. Oh, that was a bad cast. I'm not going to waste it though. I've already cast it out there. I'm going to keep it. Usually this first day, my goal is to try to catch around 19 or so fish if I can. I think I sold about 5 or 6 just then. We've got 2 on us, so we'll say we're at about, we'll say 7 to be safe. So I need to catch about 12 more total. Now the fish in the ocean, with the exception of eels, they don't like dart around up and down too much. They're kind of smooth. So this is a good place to start your fishing career until you can get the better pole. Some of the bigger fish and the more valuable fish, they move a lot, and they can be very difficult when you're first starting and you're not comfortable with the fishing GUI to really keep up with. To get the next fishing rod, we need 1,800 gold put back. So this is not only an attempt to raise fishing levels, it's also trying to get as much gold as possible. So if we could start catching some halibut and stuff, that would be great. If we could, every time we get sardines, that's better than anchovies, that's better than herrings, but we don't really have any control over that. We're going to catch what we're going to catch. Garbage. So right now this is not useful to me, but there will come a point in which the garbage is useful to us. So it does have a place down the road. And so when it comes to energy, I will probably consume anchovies and herrings if I need to keep myself fishing. It's worth it. Also, the higher our fishing level gets, the more often we're going to get higher quality fish, like these silver stars and eventually gold stars. Seaweed is always nice to catch, as is algae. Because that's just straight energy gain. 20 minutes till the shop closes. I think I can make it around there and make another sale. I'm going to try to go sell what I have to my dude again, because I'd rather have as much inventory space available to me as I can. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but we're going to try to get over here. Willie closes his shop at 5, so we'll see if we make it. And really, you don't have to fish where I'm fishing. It's just, he closed it. You can fish literally, that was a bad cast. You can fish literally right off this dock and catch the same fish that I'm catching and not have to run all the way over there. And it might have been a more conservative use of my time to have just fished here until the shop closed. I just have a higher consistency for myself, at least as far as I can tell, catching halibut and eels over here than I do anywhere else out here that I've fished. we're halfway to the number of fish that I would like to have by the end of the fishing day. Anything extra is great. I believe after 7 p.m. is when you can catch eels. All right, we can't sell the Willie, so we're going to go ahead and move around the dock here. I want to get set back up for hopefully catching some eels soon. So we're at 8 fish. I'm going to eat 2 of them. We're just going to remember that. I'm going to eat this anchovy. I'm going to eat this herring. They're just not worth as much to me. And their energy is worthwhile. Getting closer and closer to that stick. That's where I want to be casting, is on that stick. Nothing left to do now but fish our butts off. There's a halibut. That's a big fish for us. That's 100 gold on that one fish. That's awesome. I'd like to catch as many of those as we can. That's 9 fish. We only need to get to 14, and then we'll have gotten 19 for the day. And that's for leveling purposes. What I actually mean is between what I've sold and eaten, we'll be at around an actual total of 19-ish. So I think I've got like 4 to go to be what would have been at 19 if I hadn't eaten and sold some of them. I usually try to start off reeling as soon as the screen transitions. I've just had better luck with that, especially with some of the fish like the eels and the catfish. They like to blitz right off the bat as soon as you start reeling. So it gives you a little bit of a head start on keeping their success meter rising. So keep that in mind. We're going to fish till straight up 11:30, 12 o'clock-ish, and then we'll run home from there. That's why it's kind of really important that you do everything you're going to do for the day before you start fishing, because you're probably not, unless you stop early, you're not going to have a lot of time to go home and do additional work around the farm. Okay, that CD is junk, it's garbage, but later that CD becomes quartz ingots, refined quartz. And that's going to be important to us. Newspapers, they can become torches. Torch is not so important. Refined quartz, pretty important. This is either a halibut or I don't think it's an eel, but nice. Heck yeah. All right, we need to start keeping out energy. We got 2 casts left. We'll eat a dandelion if we have to. $10 o'clock. I'd like to get a few more big fish if we can. Okay, we can't cast again without eating or we're going to exhaust ourselves. Trash is very important to keep. I'm going to tell you now. Keep trash over most other things because it becomes iron ore when you process it. It's absolutely worth it. We got 46 energy to spend and about an hour and a half to spin it in. So if I have to, I'll chop some trees back at the farm. So fishing is one of the only things that I know of that can be really kind of self-sustaining for keeping you in energy while you're performing the task. And yet be extremely profitable as well. Alright, so these treasure chests, these are kind of a different thing. Just like with the fish, you got to hover over them until their bar completes, but you also have to catch the fish. If you catch a treasure... I want that, yep. If you catch a treasure chest and you don't land the fish, you don't get to keep the treasure. So it's good to go after them, but not if you can't catch the fish as well. Bait is cheap, but it's valuable to me soon. It only costs 5 gold per bait, or per 5 gold per 5 bait, or so, I don't remember. It's cheap, but it's something we need. And I think I'm going to risk doing at least one more cast after this. We'll see. I will not stay here past 12:30, but I am going to try to get at least one more in here. Heck yeah. Last cast. Then we got to run. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Not a bad day of fishing. Hopefully we got 2 full levels out of that. If not, well, bad luck to us, right? Oh, I didn't notice those worms. That's too bad. I could have gotten those earlier. All right, we want to book it home. We want to be in bed before 1:30 if at all possible. Be careful cutting through this area. You can get hung up real quick and waste a lot of time. I think we're going to get an energy penalty for this. Doesn't look like we're going to make it because it's about to be 1:20 and I still have 2 screens to go through and I need to sell the fish still. C'est la vie. There's 1:30. Well, since it's already there, I'm just going to go ahead and drop off my stuff to sell. So all the sardines, all those, all that. I'm going to keep the bait. We're going to go to bed. Now, it's going to rain all day tomorrow, so we don't have to water crops. So that's excellent. Go to sleep. Let's see what we got. Level 1 fishing. Excellent. Level 2 fishing. Good deal. That's what we were wanting. As long as we got level 2 fishing, we're in the clear. Let's see how much gold we made. So an extra 700 gold right there. 160 off the 2 halibuts for 80 gold each. The anchovies, 2 of those, 74. Herrings, 30 gold each, blah, blah, blah. Not bad, not bad. All right, guys. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're learning, or you're just, laughing at me at how little I know. But let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if there's something I could do better. Hey, if you want to leave me some tips and tricks, that's cool. I'll tell you now, I won't use anything that I consider exploiting or abusing game mechanics, things like that. Well, so understand, like, for example, I know you can walk out on the water and catch nothing but goldfish. I'm not going to do something like that. Farming copper by going in and out of the mine, that's a little different. I will do something like that because that's the mechanics of the mine. That's what you're legitimately going to be doing anyways, is just farming level after level. But feel free to tell me anything you want. Talk smack. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. All that good stuff. I'll see you in the comments. If you liked it, like it. If you'd like to see more, like it. Smash that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.